I just want to say that I probably should have written this before I did this, but this is clean cut, unedited. If there was ever a person that wanted to know what real love was like, it would be me. If there was ever a person that wanted to display real love to the world, it would be me. If there was ever a person that had the biggest heart, I think it would have to be me. Because I do. Because anyone could do the worst thing to me, and I would still probably love and care about that person, which doesn't really give them a right to try it out, but I'm just saying that's probably how I would be, how I am, because I know from experience that's what I do. People might think that it's ridiculous. They might think, oh my gosh, she's so foolish. You know, there's certain people that you just can't have in your life anymore after they've, used you and abused you all all the time that you've known them. They're just not worth being in your life anymore. And I have to be honest and say, I think you should be smart about who you love and who you let stay in your life for obvious reasons, but I think that sometimes you have to give those people, or that person, more or less, somewhat mercy or grace or forgiveness or unconditional love. You have to display to them regardless of what they do to you, which is actually what unconditional love is, you loving someone no matter what they do to you and loving them the same. I think what drives people mad so much is they expect so much out of the relationship to benefit themselves. They don't even see that if they gave love and gave it fully and freely and honestly to the person, that they would get that kind of love back. If not from that person, then from someone else that truly deserved them. In all the relationships that I've been in, and from the experience that I've had with different people, I would have to say love is the key. It's not easy. It's not, like playing Play-Doh with a little kid and making shapes. It's not simple like that. It's complicated. It's like a 15 ingredient recipe that you have to make for, 30, 40 people for a dinner party. I mean, it's complicated. It's not something that just, falls out of the sky and like, oh, here you go, You have to love with your whole heart, otherwise that love means nothing. That love means absolutely squat. And not only do you have to love wholeheartedly, you have to be willing to put your heart in the oven, in the cooker, to get slammed and crushed and chopped around. Because you know deep down inside of you that love is going to be worth it. People say that, oh, I'm going to be with this person because I love them and I don't care what happens to me, I just want to be with them. Honestly, my opinion in that situation is if you're that dependent on one person, get out of it. Just leave. I mean, it's not easy at all, that it's not healthy for you to be dependent on a person that much. Another person is not supposed to be your life source, like they say, oh, you're the reason my heart beats, or, you're the breath that I breathe. It can mean that, but it's not literally, You can find a dependency, a healthy dependency on that person. The other half of you doesn't mean it has to be your life. I say marriage is a life contract, a life choice, a promise for the rest of your life after your wedding, or even the night you get engaged is really when it starts. But an engagement is basically agreeing to marry that person. It's not in concrete yet until you've signed the papers and had the wedding day. Basically, the time that from the moment you're engaged to the time of your wedding day is those months that you have full right to get out of it if you so choose. And some people do. Some people chicken out. Some people run. Some people just don't know what they want. And the moment they see something more enticing, they run after it and leave what they had behind. They don't second guess their moves. When it's love, they don't second guess it. It's there, it's in front of them. It's 100% there. It's not fake. It's not a ghost. It's not invisible. You can touch it, feel it. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I try and show real love when it is real. When it's not real, that's usually when the relationship falls by the wayside, and nobody really cares. Well, they were just together, for a few months, no big deal. It's a big deal when your heart's involved. It's a big deal when you realize that after so many people that you've had come in and out of your life that you've dated, this one person is it. When you find that one person, it's like the whole world changes. It's like your life is just made a 180. Coming from experience, I can say my life hasn't been, rainbows and butterflies and sunshine. It's been cloudy days and dark gray clouds and, colorless rainbows sometimes. But that makes me sound really emo. But I can honestly say that my life has been like the weather. It's been sunshiny, it's been cloudy, it's been rainy, it's been stormy. There's been pretty days where it snowed and there's wet all over the ground. You just want to walk in it and just absorb it and just take pictures of how pretty it is. Just remember it forever. But there's been days where it's rained. It's been cloudy. And there's been no sunshine through the clouds. There's been no brightness in your eyes. There's been no smiles on your faces. It's just a dark, gloomy day. But when you find somebody that you love with every part of you, with every corner of your heart, it's like none of that matters. It's like going out and hanging out with your friends no matter the weather. It's like, oh, let's go hang out and do this, oh, well, it's raining outside, but that doesn't matter. We can go do something inside. The weather doesn't have to change our plans. Love is not your energy. Love is not your life source. Love is not the breath that you breathe or the beat of your heart. or even your thought processes. Love is the glue of life. Love can be the reason you wake up in the morning to do what you have to do. It gives you the strength to do what you have to do in that day, or in that week, the month, the year, whatever it is. And you can look forward to another day with that person that you love, because you know it's real. And I can't wish more on everyone I know that maybe someday or by now they've found out what real love is. It's not a fairy tale. It's not perfection on a daily basis. It's the willingness, the commitment. Why you have that person in your life and why you want them in your life. You have to pick and choose. I say you have to be smart and not let yourself get trampled by people that don't really love you. So, look for signs. Look for those signs that does tell you, or do tell you, how that person really feels and how that person is going to be there for you and how much. And if they'll stay with you through anything. Because that shows how much they do love you by how long they stay with you. And I think the choices that we make based on love, I don't think we should ever regret those choices. Because if we loved, that's all that matters. Because if you don't have the ability, if you don't have the ability to love another human being while you're here on earth, I don't really see any purpose for your life at all. And that's what I want to show. I want to show people what real love is. Because I think I have a glimpse of it right now. And I think everyone deserves to be loved. No matter what they've done, no matter what they will do, no matter what kind of person they are, no matter what kind of person they think they are. If you're here on this planet, living, breathing, walking, I think you deserve to be loved.